Today, here with me in the European Parliament in Brussels is Geier. Thank you so much for your presence.
Welcome.
Let's discuss about this gas directive and what is going to change at the European level.
It is about hydrogen and it is about green gases. So when we want to do the transformation of the energy sector in Europe, we cannot only rely on electricity, we also have to use another source of energy, where especially for the areas where we need high temperature, and these are industrial processes. The solution is hydrogen, and when we produce the hydrogen with green energy, we have something we call green hydrogen, and where we, for example, produce steel with this green hydrogen, we have green steel. So at the end, it is the tool we need to transform European industry in the first place to become climate neutral.
There are a lot of money to be used in this area in order to do the shift. Will we use the European funds?
Well, the European funds are not that big. I mean, I have frankly no idea how much that money means transferred in Romanian proportions, but it is much less than 50% of the budget of Germany. So this is not enough money really to change with that money the European energy sector. What we are doing with the gas package is making a regulation so investors know what they can do and what they can't do. And by doing that, we hope that we put away one of the main obstacles for investments in the future energy sector. So as much as I know from my German stakeholders, they are waiting for this gas package because then they have the security that the investment is paying back. And then we hope we can motivate the investments in a modern energy sector all over Europe.
Let's take the German example, because we know the dependency on Russia's gas, and that you are fighting a good fight now to reduce this dependency, to move towards some other type of energy, renewables, green, etc., etc. So what are you doing in the near future, taking into account this directive also?
So in the first place, we need to get rid of the dependence of Russian gas. We covered that with coal. We covered that with the prolongation of the nuclear power stations in Germany. We covered that with a lot of LNG that we import from third countries. All of these sources are neither green nor renewable nor a tool for the future. So when we have covered these crises in the first place, we will start to install a lot of sources for green energy, wind energy, solar energy, and we will import. All Europe will import from Southern Europe, but also from North Africa and the Middle East. That's what we do in the future.
We have to understand, all of us have to understand what will this new directive bring in order to prepare for that moment. You've said the stakeholders are waiting for the exact explanations in order to know where to put the money and for how long and how they will get the money back. Of course, no one is doing this for free, let's say. So in the near future, we'll see what?
In the near future, we will see negotiations between the Parliament and the Council, of course, because I'm working on the Parliament standpoint. We have to find a common one. If this is done, this has to be translated in national law. But then everybody in the national energy sectors knows exactly what they're allowed to do in this new gas future, let's call it, and what not. And everybody who is ready to invest in a hydrogen grid, in a hydrogen pipelines, in a hydrogen network, either for transport, transcontinental, or to distribute in a district in Romania, for example, will know that an investment today in the network will pay out in 10 years, and opposite to the proposal of the Commission, will not have to be sold. So we get security on the investors, and that is what we can do. We are convinced that there's good money to be made in the future with within this new energy world, and investors will see the opportunities and will invest.
From the Parliament's point of view, from your point of view, so what are the three key points in this directive that should stay over there, not to be changed during the negotiations?
The first idea is that every community in Europe makes something of a plan how the energy should be distributed in this very city. So by doing that, we can find out where people can benefit from industrial waste heat, let's say, where you have already sources of energy. And you can isolate the areas where still gas has to be transported to. So we need a plan for the future. Second, we need the unbundling that is done in this proposal. What basically said everything what is possible with natural gas can also be done with the new green gases and with hydrogen. So this gives us security for investors. This is essential. And the third place, I would say, is the clever distribution, so that the industrial centers who need it will profit from the gas.
I've seen that some money are coming from the European Commission's level in order to study more about the hydrogen, to find out more on this and how this might be produced, in which areas, in some member states, and I think it's very good to see opportunities like this. In the end of our discussion, what is your message to those who are watching you right now, who want to understand what should be next for them?
So what we want to achieve is energy sector for the future that is not harmful for our climate. We want to preserve that, but also gives opportunities for industry and can make people secure that they do not losing job, that they are not losing security of energy supply. So there is nothing to fear for the future. The future will be clear, it will be green and will be bright. And this is the main message. That is what we want to achieve. And we hope by going down that road, we can end up there.
Thank you so much. Let's hope we will do this together. Thank you.